The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions in the past, present, and future. Friday night in Bloomington might see the emergence of a red-hot Minnesota Twins team. Yes, they played Seattle a bunch the beginning part of the season, but taking one from the California Angels, who are really expected to contend in 1978, might make the Twins for real. They're 12-4 for a reason. California had a chance to score in the third. They loaded the bases on a hit and 2 walks and could not score. The Twins drew first blood in the sixth off of Don Asse. Butch Weiniger double play with a bases loaded. Nope, it was an error that led to 2. The shortstop couldn't make the play. The Twins up 2-0. Then California, behind Don Baylor, hit a 2-run shot in the 7th to tie the game at 2. And his 1979 teammate, Rod Carew, still with the Twins in 78, smashed a 2-run homer his third of the year to give the Twins a 4-2 win. Don Asse goes to 1-1. Dave Goltz goes to 3-1. It's California and Minnesota next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball 1978, the YouTube exclusive game of the week from Saturday, April 22nd, 1978, the Minnesota Twins and the California Angels, brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best podcast on the internet for your sports simulation needs. Find us today on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Well, we're taping this on Friday morning on the 31st of January, and I think we got ourselves a dandy here, an American League West battle that sees the first and second place teams in each respective division going at it. Or in the division, the Twins have a 1.5 game lead. They're 12-4, and they will feature Roger Erickson, who was 1-1 on the year. California goes with who they consider to be their ace in 1978, Frank Tanana. Both pitchers should go about 130 pitches. It's a beautiful day, 52 degrees. The winds are blowing out right to left at 3 miles an hour. You'd think that it was baseball season, something in Minnesota. And so Roger Erickson, 1-1 on the young year with a 4.98 ERA, is making his fourth start of the season. He has pitched against California once. That was on the 11th. That was a loss where he gave up 8 runs, 7 earned over 6 2/3 innings. But 6 days ago against Seattle here at the Metropolitan Stadium, 6 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 4. And so his totals for 78 so far: 21 2/3 innings, 18 hits, 2 homers. He's given up 13 runs, 12 earned, walked 8, and struck out 14. He is a fastball pitcher that throws at 87, and he gives up a fair equal amount of ground balls and fly balls. And this will be the lineup he will face. Rick Miller leads off in right field for the Angels. Bobby Grich, who will take over for Jerry Remy from 1977, is at second. He'll bat second. Lyman Bostic in center field, hitting .362, will bat third. Joe Rudy cleans up in left for California. Don Baylor, the DH, he hit the tying home run for the Angels last night, will bat fifth. Ron Jackson, Papa Jack, is at first. He'll bat sixth. Dave Chalk is at third. He'll bat seventh. Rance Mullenix is at short. He'll bat eighth. And Terry Humphrey behind the plate will bat ninth. Defensively for the Twins, Willie Norwood is in left. He's a 7 and a 6. Disco Dan Ford is a 4 and a 5 in center. And Bombo Rivera in right is a 7 and a 9. Larry Wolf, no relation to Nero, is a 5 at third. Roy Smalley is an 8 at short. Bob Randall, who normally is a catcher, is a 7 at second. Carew moved to first a while ago. He's an 8. Glenn Borgman behind the plate, a 4 range but a 9 arm, and California does have some speed. And we told you about Roger Erickson. He is an 8 on the mound, but with a .917 fielding percentage. Rick Miller, California is 9-4, and a game and a half behind the Twins is at 231 with no homers or RBI, like a leadoff hitter. And so 52 degrees, ready to go here in beautiful Bloomington. You know, this might be a great place to put a mall. Erickson delivers, and there's a line drive up the middle. That's a base hit. So Roy Smalley made the bad play, and Miller is on with a single. And that'll bring up Bobby Grich. Bobby's off to a good start, 304. No homers and 5 RBI. Decent crowd here. The Twins really not expected to contend in 1978. Talk of a new building going up downtown, being named after the late Senator Hubert Humphrey. Pitch to Grich is a ground ball to Randall. Might be 2. Smalley for 1. No throw to first, so Grich will beat it out. And so they get the fielder's choice. It goes on the card 4-6. Lyman Bostic, who played for the Twins for a while. Great start for the Angels, 362. No homers and 9 RBI. We don't want to make a point too much because we're going to have the Angels on probably quite a bit this year. But Bostic was one of those rare players who was killed in the middle of a season. 1978, as a matter of fact, was the year that he was shot. Erickson 1 out, Grich on first. Here's the pitch. Bostic, fly ball, shallow right. Rivera has it for the out, and Grich makes a hasty retreat back to first as Rivera made a diving catch. Brings up Joe Rudy at 366. A homer and 5 RBI. Erickson deals, and it gets away from Borgman, and Grich is going to get second. So a 1-2 curve misses low, and it's 2-2. So Grich dusts off the pants. Rudy swings it back and forth. Here's the pitch, and Joe lines that one into center. Grich will round third and score without a throw, and the Angels get on top on the get-go, 1-0. So remember, they pounded Erickson for 7 runs the first time they met, and they have a run here in the first. For Don Baylor at 319, 4 homers and 15 RBI. He's 2 behind Jim Rice for the American League lead. Pitch to Baylor, struck him out. He got him to swing and miss at a fastball, and that will retire the side, but the Angels get a run on 2 hits and no errors. Half an inning in the books. It's California 1, the Twins coming up. So Frank Tanana is making his 4th start of the year. His last time out was against the Mariners 5 days ago. 8 2/3 innings of shutout baseball, 5 hits, 6 walks, and 8 strikeouts. 2-0 on the year with a 3.27 ERA, an 18-game winner in real life. In 22 innings, he's allowed 17 hits, a homer, 8 runs all earned. He walked 15 and struck out 21. The Twins racked him for 6 runs on April 12th in 5 2/3 innings. He is a fastball pitcher, and he loves the fly ball. The lineup he will face, Bombo Rivera is in right. He'll lead it off. Dan Ford in center will bat second. Rod Carew is at first. He'll bat third. He's hitting .393 in the early going. Craig Cusick, the DH, will clean up. Roy Smalley, the shortstop, bats fifth. Larry Wolf, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Norwood is in left. He'll go seventh. Randall, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Borgman behind the plate, Bob Randall it is, and Borgman, the catcher, will bat ninth. Erickson threw 21 pitches in the first. Defensively for the Angels, Joe Rudy, a 6 and a 3 in left. Lyman Bostic, a 5 and a 6 in center. And Rick Miller, a 6 and a 7 in right. Dave Chalk is a 5 at third. They do have Carney Lansford, by the way. Rance Mullenix is a 5 at short. Bobby Grich is a good second baseman. He's a 9. Ron Jackson is a 6 at first. Terry Humphrey a 7, but a rubber arm. He's a 3. And Tanana is an 8 on the mound. He did not commit a real error. With all that, Bombo Rivera at 316, no homers and 3 RBI. Tanana deals, and that's ball 4. So Tanana, who walked 60 and struck out 137 in 239 innings, is off to a shaky start in the control department here in 78. Dan Ford at 254, 5 homers and 17 RBI. Hit 36 doubles and 10 triples on the real year. Tanana throws to first, Rivera's back, and now you'd steal it with a 78% chance. He goes. Humphrey's throw to second to Grich is not in time. So one of the rare cases as Rivera picks up his 4th steal of the year that throwing to first does not pay off. It's a 1-strike count to Dan Ford. Dan at 254, 5 homers and 17 RBI. Told you that already. And he pops this one into shallow left third base side. Chalk goes on the grass and makes the catch. 1 away for Rodney Klein Carew at 393. 3 homers. He only had 5 in the real year. And 10 RBI. Carew, lefty versus lefty. Tanana deals, and Carew draws the walk. And the walks have hurt Tanana. Fastball on 3-1, high and away. If you're wondering about how Metropolitan Stadium plays compared to Major League average in 1978, well, lefties will have a 9% harder time of getting a base hit, and home runs, because it's pretty spacious out to right field, are 35% lower than average. Righties going into those football bleachers and left, -6 on the average, but a 4% higher chance of a home run. Craig Cusick hit 4 home runs in real life in 1978, 200, 3 for 15 with a double and 2 RBI. Runners on first and second. Cusick sends this one into right. Miller goes back, makes the catch for the out. Rivera will tag and go to third, and the throw goes right in the infield. So 2 out and 2 on. Runners in the corners for Roy Smalley, 246. 2 homers and 8 RBI. Tanana deals, and Smalley lines that one up the middle, and we're tied at 1. Carew with his speed goes to third. Smalley will hold at first. And the first hit of the ballgame for the Twins makes it 1-1. Brings up Larry Wolf. Looks so happy in that picture, doesn't he? 150, 3 for 20 on the year with an RBI. Lefty Mike Cubbage is on the bench to start the game. Pitch to Wolf. There's a liner foul. And someone from Mounds Lake makes that catch. Count is 2-2 to Larry Wolf. Tanana deals, and Wolf strikes out. He swung on a bad fastball for strike 3. But the Twins strand 2. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. After 1, California 1, Minnesota 1. So Ron Jackson, Dave Chalk, and Rance Mullenix for the Angels here in the second. Papa Jack at 350, 7 for 20. Ron Fairley, of course, still playing first for the Angels in 78. Ron has a homer and 3 RBI. Erickson delivers, and there's a liner in the right field. Rivera picks it up on a hop, and the Angels have their 3rd hit. Erickson, in the replay so far, is a 247 batting average against. In real life, the American League hit 263. Chalk at 293, no homers and 4 RBI. Can he bunt? Yeah, he might bunt. So Wolf and Carew play for the sac bunt. Pitch from Erickson. Chalk does lay one down right to Erickson. Throws it to Randall covering for the bunt. Works. It's a sac bunt. 1-4. and Ron Jackson goes to second. Rance Mulliniks at 179, a homer and 6 RBIs. He's already matched his real-life totals in that department. 1-1 top to second. Pitch from Mulliniks, and he tries to square, and they will not. They will let that roll. Actually, that's an infield hit. So Mulliniks chopped that in front of the plate. Borgman did not want to make an error, and so the Angels have runners in the corners and 1 out. Here's Terry Humphrey, 174 with no homers or RBI. Angels 1, Twins 1, runners on first and third. For California, 1 out, top to second. Erickson deals. There goes Mulliniks. Ground ball to Smalley. They're taking the sure out at second. How about that? And so Humphrey will reach. Jackson scores. I thought Smalley was going to go to first to get the catcher, but Roy thought he could get Mulliniks, and he does. So 2-1 California, 2 out. 9 batters for Erickson and 34 pitches. An inning and 2/3. 4 hits and a strikeout. Miller singled his first time up. Erickson's pitch, and Miller sends this one to right. Bombo going back there in the corner and makes the catch to retire the side. But the Angels get another run on 2 hits and no errors. After 1.5, 2-1 Angels. It's Willie Norwood at the plate with Randall and Borgman to follow. Norwood at 208, no homers and 2 RBI. This does not look like it's going to be a pitcher's delight. Chalk and Jackson play for a bunt I'm not going to do. Pitch to Norwood. There's a little liner that's caught by Ron Jackson. He just kind of nubbed it off the bat, and Jackson, standing on the grass, made the play. 1 away for Bob Randall. 478, no homers and 6 RBI. Tanana deals. Liner in the left. Joe Rudy will pick that one up off a hop, and the Twins have their second hit. Brings up Glenn Borgman. Glenn's been there a while. He's wearing the pinstripe jersey with the black hat, or the dark blue hat. 182 on a solo homer. How do I know it's a solo? It's his only RBI. 211 on the real year, 3 homers and 15 RBI. Tanana throws to first. Randall's back. Not really a threat to hit and run, and I'm not going to steal him. Tanana goes to the plate. Got him! Borgman swung on and missed an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's the second out. So through Frank Tanana's first 9, 34 pitches, an inning and 2/3. 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 2, including Bombo Rivera, and struck out 2. Rivera surprisingly only stole 5 bases in the real year. The computer has him at 4. Anyway, he walked and scored in the first. Tanana's pitch, and Rivera strikes out. A 1-2 fastball at 90 got him looking, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 2, it's California 2, Minnesota 1. So Gritch, Bostic, and Rudy to face Erickson here in the third. Not the most effective outing for either pitcher so far. Still early on, though. The wind has stopped 54 degrees here in Bloomington. Gritch hits a line drive to second. Randall's there. 1 away for Lyman Bostic, who is 0 for 1. Erickson delivers, and there's a ground ball to Smalley. That just went through pretty quick over to Carew for the out. So the grass might be taller to help Carew and others with infield singles, but that thing modeled on. Here's Joe Rudy. He singled and drove in a run. He drove in Gritch in the first to make it 1-0 California. 2 out, nobody on. Rudy hits a fly ball to center. Ford. Have you driven to Ford lately? Yes, you have. We made the catch to retire the side. The Angels go down in order in the third. 2.5 down. California 2, Minnesota 1. So Ford, Carew, and Cusick. Ford 0 for 1. Tanana walked 2 and struck out 3. Fly ball center field. Bostic goes back. That's an easy catch. 1 away. Rod Carew walked his first time up. He's a threat to steal. He stole 27 on the real years, 2 in the replay. Pitch from Tanana. Got him. Got him on the inside part of the black on an 0-2 fastball, and that's 4 for Frank. 2 out. So you retire the tough Carew, and you get Craig Cusick instead, who's 0 for 1. Pitch from Tanana, and Cusick pops this one up. Right side. Grich. Well, retired the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 3. California 2. The Twins 1. Show you the standings. You see that. Well, we do that again. There we go. Minnesota and California are tops in the West, 12-4 and 9-4. The Twins have won 7 straight. California has dropped 3. Not a good road trip for the Angels. They're 2-4. Chicago and Kansas City are 4 back. You figure that KC will catch fire at some point. They've lost 3 straight. Texas is 5.5 back, but they've only played 9 games. Oakland and Seattle are already wishing for golf season. The Yankees lead the Red Sox by a game. If you watched yesterday's video, the Yankees beat the Brewers. No, the Brewers beat the Yankees. And the Red Sox won, so the margin is 1. Detroit, Baltimore, Milwaukee, and Toronto are all within 5. National League, San Diego leads Los Angeles by a game. Cincinnati and Houston by a game and a half. But in the East, Pittsburgh 7-3. Milwaukee and the Mets are the surprise early on. They're both at 500. And the Phillies have only played 8 games. They're 4-4. Baylor struck out his first time up. Erickson deals. There's a pop-up left side. Smalley goes into foul territory and makes the catch. That was a rainmaker. And Smalley just had to track that one down. Here's Ron Jackson. He singled and scored his first time up. That was the second California run. Erickson deals, and Papa Jack slaps out one to Carew, flips it over to the pitcher covering for the out. 2 quick outs for Dave Chalk. 293, no homers, and 4 RBI. Gave you those numbers already. He walked this. Must have bunted. That's right, sack bunt. I remember. Swings and hits a base hit into left center field. Ford will pick it up. And that's the 5th hit for the Angels. I went and saw there was nothing in the game box. Go ahead and read it again. Well, Rance Mullinick singled his first time up. 2-out single here in the top of the 4th. And Mullinick grounds out one past Randall, and the Angels have something cooking again. Chalk will go to 3rd. And that'll bring up Terry Humphrey. 200 against righties in 78. The computer says he's got a 170 chance here. Erickson delivers. And there's a liner up the middle. That's going to be extra bases. Chalk will score. Mullinick will hold at 3rd, and Humphrey's got a double, and the Angels go up 3-1. Well, Erickson was cruising right along. He had retired 6 straight through 18 batters at 69 pitches, 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, and a strikeout. Miller 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. Single here can knock out Erickson. Roger deals, and there's a line drive that's going to get past Randall. Mullinick and Humphrey score. It's 5-1. And this rather sedate crowd kind of wonders when the Vikings are going to take the field. Bobby Grich is 0 for 2. He has scored and reached on the fielder's choice in the first. Erickson delivers. Grich, fly ball, left field. Norwood, that's foul. Somebody from St. Paul made that catch, an 0-2 count. Pitch to Grich. Into right, Bombo comes in, makes the catch to retire the side. But the Twinkies are in trouble. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Angels after 3.5. California 5, Minnesota 1. Roy Smalley singled and drove in Bombo Rivera in the first. That's the lone Twins run. Tanana has struck out 4 through 3. And this one is into right field. Miller in the corner makes the catch. Larry Wolf struck out his first time up. Tanana works quickly. Into center, Bostic. 2 out. Willie Norwood's 0 for 1. We're going to try and drop one here. Infield playing back. Let's force something, shall we? Gets it down. Humphrey throws to Grich covering, and Norwood is retired. Twins go down in order again after 4. California 5, Minnesota 1. So Roger Erickson will face Bostic, Rudy, and Baylor. Bostic is 0 for 2 as we start the 5th. Pitch from Erickson, struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 off-speed pitch just below the belt. Borgman and Erickson weren't on the same page, and all Bostic can do is shake his head. Joe Rudy singled and drove home a run. 1 for 2. In the left center, back goes Norwood, and Norwood has it for the out. Brings up Baylor 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Erickson could use an easy inning. In the left center, into foul territory, Smalley left side reaches in, makes the catch. Another nice play for Smalley. No runs, no hits, no errors. Halfway home at the Met, 5-1 California. So Rick Miller 2 for 3. Rance Mullenix 2 for 2. As a team, the Angels are hitting .289. They've left 6 on. The Twins have left 7 on. They're hitting .278 as a team. Tanana 4 strikeouts through 4, 63 pitches. Why are both teams doing well? Angels ERA is .229 and Twins is .304. Randall singled his first time up. Borgman and Rivera to follow here. Tanana deals. Ball 4. Here's Borgman. He's 0 for 1. Randall not going to steal. Borgman struck out his first time up. Throw to first, Randall back. Now he goes home. Borgman struck out. So he got him to swing on a 1-2 off-speed pitch. That's the 5th for Tanana. He's walked 3. And in fact, through 18 batters, 72 pitches, 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, the 1 run was earned. Bombo Rivera has walked and struck out. He stole a base and scored. Tanana pitches, and there's a ground ball up the middle. Grich to Mullenix for 1, over to Ron Jackson at first, and that is the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Double play ends the inning after 5. California 5, Minnesota 1. So Jackson, Chalk, and Mullenix to face Erickson here in the 6th. Ron is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. And this one will be a single in the left center. That gets into that Bermuda Triangle out there, and Jackson will hold it first. 9th hit for the Angels. 2nd for the Twins. Chalk singled and scored. Erickson deals. Ground ball up the middle. Erickson to Randall for one. Over to Carew. Chalk and run. And McNeil's on the blackboard. On the chalkboard. Chalk beat it out. So 1 out for Mullenix, who was 2 for 2. Erickson deals. Ball 4. And now I think Gene Mock's thinking with Terry Humphrey at the plate. Humphrey doubled his last time up and drove in 2. 1 out. I think we'll give him Humphrey and then go to the pen. The Twins' pen early on is not good. It gets better as the year goes along. Pitch to Humphrey. Here's a ground ball to Wolf. To Randall for one. Over to Carew. How about that? They're going to turn it. I think, yes, they do. Call it 2. No runs. 1 hit, no errors. Erickson will stay on to start the 7th after 5.5. California 5, Minnesota 1. Ford, Carew, and Cusick for the Twins here in the bottom of the 6th. Tanana deals. Struck him out. Full count, and that's not what he wanted. That's 6 for Tanana. That brings up Carew. He has walked and struck out. 0 for 1. Frank deals. Carew. That's going to get down into right field. Miller picks it up, and Carew has got himself a single. 3rd hit for the Twins. Tanana, I think, went 3 innings without allowing a hit. Carew is going to steal here. Cusick is 0 for 2. Runner goes. Humphreys throw down to Gritch, and Carew has it stolen cleanly. Not a chance, and that's 3 for Rod. And a 1-0 count. So 2 stolen bases for the Twins. Pitch from Cusick. Here's a liner in the left center field. That's extra bases. Bostic got a late jump on it. Cusick will hold it second. Carew scores easily. And it's 5-2 California. Roy Smalley, who can bunt. I'm not going to do it here. 1 for 2. He's got a single and RBI. So the Twins showing some signs of life here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch from Tanana gets away from Humphrey, and Cusick goes to 3rd on the wild pitch. Tanana, especially later in his career, struggled with the control a bit. 2-1 the count. And you can see he's walked 18 in 27 1/3 innings. That's not what California needs. Pitch to Smalley, ball 4. So runners in the corners for Larry Wolf and 1 out. And what seemed to be kind of a California cruise effort now is kind of fallen off the rails a bit. Wolf is a tying run. He has struck out. Got him! 1-2 in at the knees for strike 3. That was big, and that's 7 for Tanana. Norwood is 0 for 2. Hitting 200 on the year. Angels have stranded 4, the Twins 3. Pitch. Norwood slams at the left, right into the waiting glove of Joe Rudy. But the Twins get a run on 2 hits and no errors. After 6, California 5, Minnesota 2. 5 left on for the Twins now, 4 for the Angels. Rick Miller, as Roger Erickson faces his 28th batter. Through 27, 106 pitches. 6 innings, 9 hits. 5 runs all earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 2. Miller is 2 for 3. He singled twice and driven in 2. Got him. He got him to swing and miss on a 1-2 fastball, and that's 1 out. Bobby Gritch is 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored. Erickson from the line in the left center field. Norwood, 2 out. It's a blessing in disguise if you can get him 1, 2, 3. Lyman Bostic is 0 for 3. He has struck out once. It's righties at a 3:01 clip. Line drive to third. Wolf is there. Stretch time, 6.5 in the books. 5-2 Angels. All right, thank you, Abalonia, for that. Special thanks to this week's Patreons, Dale Lonsdale, Bobby Canelano, and David Baseball Demos. So Bob Randall steps up. He is singled and walked. He's 1 for 1. Tanana holding on to a 3-run lead as we start the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball to Mullenix over to Jackson for the first out. So Tanana has 27 pitches or so left. We'll see if he can get, how many of those 8 outs he can get. Borgman is 0 for 2. He is struck out both times. And there's a ground ball to Gritch. Dives in the hole. Makes a fantastic stop over to first to retire Borgman. 2 out. And so through 27 batters, Tanana a good 104 pitches. 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 7. Rivera has walked, struck out, and grounded into a double play. The walk led to a stolen base and a run. 5-2, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. And that's in the center field. Bostic will get there, and the Twins go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7, California 5, Minnesota 2. So Erickson says he's fine to start the 8th. Rudy, Baylor, and Jackson. Joe Rudy has an RBI and a single. Erickson deals, and that's ball 4. So 1 more base runner for Erickson. 3-1 was high and inside, and I'll bring up Don Baylor, who was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Erickson deals, ball 4. And that will bring out Gene Marquez. The Angels have put the first 2 on and nobody out here in the 8th. Right here, Greg Thayer will come in. What can I tell you about Greg Thayer, except for it looked like someone caught him by surprise when he took that picture. Greg's making his 5th appearance of 1978 of his 20. He has no record, an ERA of 11.25. That's not good. His last appearance was in the doubleheader, both ends of a doubleheader against Seattle. In 3 innings, he allowed a run on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The Angels torched him for 4 runs and 2 hits on the 12th. So 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts. It's Jackson, Chalk, and Mullenix, probably. 5-2 Angels, top of the 8th. Rudy on second, Baylor on first. Thayer delivers, and Papa Jack sends that one deep to right. Back goes Rivera. Makes the catch for the out. Rudy will hold at second. So a big out for Dave Chalk. 1 for 2. He is singled and scored. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They've left 4 runners on. The Twins, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors, and they've left 5 on. Pitch to Chalk. Ground ball to Randall. They're only going to get 1 here, I think. Yep, it's to first. Baylor and Rudy move up. And Chalk is retired. That's the second out. So Thayer has retired both the batters he's faced for Rance Mullenix, who was singled twice, walked, and scored once. Thayer delivers. Ball 4. So the Angels have them loaded here in the top of the 8th with 2 out. For Terry Humphrey, already has a 2-out double, 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Rudy on third, Baylor on second, and Mullenix on first. Thayer delivers. Humphrey, ground ball to Wolf. Goes across the diamond to Carew, and that will retire the side. Angels will leave them loaded. No runs, no hits. The walks don't matter. Kind of like the points, and whose line is it anyway? 7.5 down, 5-2 Angels. So Tanana will face Ford, Carew, and Cusick. Dan is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch, and Ford laces that one into center. Ford going for 2. Bostic throws it in, and Ford's in there. So Ford hit that deep enough. He just kept motoring. Bostic has a 6 out of 10 arm. It's not bad, but you're still taking the chance, and Ford made it cleanly. So here's Carew. He is singled, stole his third base of the year, scored, was walked, and struck out. Pitch. And there's a fly ball, left center field. Back goes Rudy. Makes the catch. Ford will tag. And they're going to run on Rudy. The throw into third. They got him. A double play. So Rudy with a weak arm and Ford with a decent chance of taking third. And Rudy just threw a BB in there on a hop to Chalk, and Chalk got down the tag. So double play, 7-5. Or if you want the old Rutland, Vermont thing, 7-7-5. Craig Cusick is 1 for 3. He has got an RBI and a double. 2 out. Tanana deals, and Cusick sends this one into left. Rudy's there, retires the side, and no runs, 1 hit. The Twins run out of a base runner, and no errors after 8, 5-2 Angels. Thayer will stay in for the 9th. Miller, Rich, and Bostic. Rick Miller is 2 for 4. He is singled twice, driven in 2, and struck out once. Thayer deals, and that's a ground ball to Smalley by the bag at second. Bang, bang, throw to first. Carew bobbles it and can't get it. It's a low throw, hit Carew in the back of the glove. He knocked it down, and it goes on the card as an E6. They're going to say that's Smalley's error, not Carew's. First error for anybody. Here's Bobby Grich. He's 0 for 4. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second and scored. Thayer deals. Grich strikes out. A 1-2. Fastball at 97. Swung on and missed. And 1 out for Bostic, who is 0 for 4. Pitch to Bostic. Popped up. Smalley goes back. 2 out. So Joe Rudy, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 1 for 3. He is singled and walked and drove in a run, his 6th of the year. Pitch from Thayer. Rudy slaps out one to Smalley. Over to Carew. This time I think we made contact, and that is the side. No runs, no hits, and an error. 8.5 in the books. 5-2 Angels. So Smalley, Wolf, and Norwood to face Tanana, going for the complete game. Roy is 1 for 2. He's got an RBI and a walk to go with that single. Pitch to Roy. That's a line out drive up the middle past a diving Grich. And so the Twins have their 6th hit. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Angels have left on 8. The Twins 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error. And they've left on 5. Wolf is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Pitch to Larry. Line drive to Chalk, and that's right there. So we're going to pinch hit for Willie Norwood. 1 out. Who have we got? Butch Weiniger is the primary catcher, Ronnie, not Bob Randall. And he will pinch hit. 184, day game after night game. 2 homers and 9 RBI. But if he reaches base, and we think he's got about a 26% chance, that will keep the line moving. 5-2 Angels, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Ground ball to first. Jackson takes it to the bag himself. They'll let Smalley go to second, and Weiniger is retired. Bob Randall. 1 for 2. He's also got a walk. That hit was a single. Tanana 1 out away from the complete game. Ball 4. And that will bring a tying run. It will not be Glenn Borgman. It will be... Hoskin Powell. Hits .333 against lefties, and Tanana's .261 against lefties. Powell at .344. No homers and 3 RBI. Trying to keep the game alive for the Twins. If the game is extended, Bombo Rivera. Humphrey and Tanana confer activity in the Angels' pen, I'm sure. Pitch, and there's a ground ball to Gritch. He flips it to Jackson, and that will retire the side. And the Angels get a big one. They cut the Twins' lead to half a game as they beat the Twins 5-2. So 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Angels. 2 runs, 6 hits, an error for the Twins. Frank Tanana goes the distance. 9 innings, 6 hits. 2 runs, both earned. He walked 5 and struck out 7. He had 136 pitches in the tank and threw 125. Roger Erickson, minus stuff you could tell. 7 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Only had 124 in his tank and threw 131. Greg Thayer, 2 innings, a walk and a strikeout, and he faced 8 batters. Tanana will be our Digital Dice MVP, and if you're looking at hitting heroes, Mullenix 2 for 2. Rick Miller 2 for 5 with 2 RBI, but that big hit by Terry Humphrey in the 4th, that double made it 5-1 California, and so that's the big hit. All right. Let's go through the rest of the Saturday in baseball. From Montreal, Philadelphia beat the Expos 3-1. Steve Carlton goes to 3-0 on the year. Montreal pitchers walked 10 batters. Darryl Knowles gets the loss. Richie Hebner with his first homer. Texas beats Detroit 2-1. Doyle Alexander goes to 2-1 on the year. St. Louis is now 6-7. They beat Pittsburgh 8-5. John Denny got the win. Dave Parker 4 for 4. 4 hits in his 4th home run. Milwaukee beat the Yankees, so the Yankees have lost 2 straight. 3-2 to score. Gorman Thomas has himself a triple. Sparky Lyle takes the loss. Boston beat Cleveland 9-6. Alan Ripley, believe it or not, is 3-0 on the year. Rick Wise goes to 1-2. Jim Rice, his 8th home run of the year, he drives in 4. White Sox 6-2 over Toronto. Wilbur Wood gets the win. Rick Russell shuts out the Mets on a 5-strikeout effort. Doesn't say how many hits. They beat Jerry Koosman 4-0. Russell goes to 3-0. Koosman is 2-1. Game you saw was 5-2 California. Expos and Phillies played a doubleheader. Second game was Montreal 8, Philadelphia 1. That probably was not the game that Montreal walked 10. Grimsley gets the win on his first. Andre Dawson hits his 3rd home run of the year. Reds go to 8-7. They beat San Francisco 7-4. Johnny Bench with his 3rd home run of the year. Kansas City 9, Baltimore 8. Doug Bird, the word, he gets his first win. Mark Belanger 3 for 4 with a double. The Royals pound out 16 hits. Rick Honeycutt goes 7 good innings for Seattle, 3 hits and 2 earned runs to get his first win. They beat the A's 5-2. Los Angeles goes to 8-6. They beat the Astros 7-5. Bert Hooton goes to 3-0, and Atlanta beats San Diego 9-5. Tommy Boggs gets himself the win. Jeff Burrows 3 for 4 with 2 RBI, and we'll show you what we're playing next week on this channel in a moment. April 26th scheduled game. We go back to Riverfront Stadium for the Dodgers and the Reds. Both teams are fighting for first place. The Dodgers are tied for first with San Diego. Cincinnati a half game back. Do I see anything else that grabs my fancy? Nope. On the 28th, we're going to do San Diego and Philadelphia. That is subject to change. That is scheduled to be the taped game. I could do the Yankees and the Twins. No, I think I got the Yankees and Twins going. Other options might be Milwaukee and Kansas City or the Dodgers and St. Louis. I think those are my two choices. So those are the three choices. Right now on the card, it's Philadelphia and San Diego. Milwaukee, KC, Dodgers, St. Louis could also be the taped game. The Thursday afternoon special is going to be the Yankees and the Twins right here from the Met. The Yankees 9-4 and the Twins 12-5. And I only do day games on Saturday. There will be no backup game. We're doing the Yankees and the Twins. So as we leave you, there are the stats and there are the standings. Hit that like and subscribe. First of two videos on the day. Saturday, you can watch my Super Bowl pre-play. Tomorrow night or Saturday night, I'm taping this on Friday, it's already been recorded. So you can see what I think will happen between the 49ers and the Chiefs. Live football Sunday, if you're watching this on Saturday when it get released, it'll be the NFC wildcard game from 1986, or my version of it, the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.